Yeah, dude, what's up? This is Steve-O. You're listening to the Sludge Nation on 93.3 KDKB.
93.3 KDKB, Sludge Nation. I especially pulled this song out for our next guest.
You're beautiful. You're beautiful.
The first guy, I think, almost ever at 6:15 in the morning that had fans block his entrance into the studio, because no one comes over the studio in Mesa over here, and including some of our staff members that brought their kids over. Sorry about that, bro.
Yeah, all good, brother, man, dude.
Steve-O's here. Yes. And the last time, I'm not wearing a cup. I thought I was going to wear a cup, because last time, you may not remember this or not, but when Johnny was in here, how many months ago was Johnny Knoxville in here?
It was when 3D came out.
When 3D came out.
Right before.
And I told him the story, and he remembered it. You may not remember it, because I remember what you were like. This was about 8 or 9 years ago, and this was when radio stations did like cool things at huge shows. Were like, hey, let's bring the Jackass guys. I was in Chicago then.
Okay. I remember that trip to Chicago.
Where it was a concert, and you guys did stuff in between all the shows. Like,
Yeah, was it called the Weenie Roast? Or?
It was called Jamboree.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah, Weenie Roast. Yeah, and
Same deal, yeah.
Yeah, same thing. And you ate like light bulbs and stuff in between.
Sure,
you went
yeah.
up there, and you guys did like amazing things. But I had Public Enemy was playing.
Yeah, I remember.
And I was interviewing them, and all of a sudden, like this interview, and all of a sudden, all 6 or 7 of you dudes just run in this room with like 19 people, and Chuck D got scared. He's like, no, I know those white dudes. I know, no, not these guys, no. And then he was like, he covered his nuts up right away.
I remember that whole thing. The night before that concert, we actually got into Chicago a couple nights before that. And drank all night. The day before the concert, 10 a.m., Pontius and I were sitting at this bar, just drinking. I had brought a hospital gown from this horrible accident that I'd had years before, and I was trying to figure out what little skit I wanted to film with the hospital gown. And I was like, dude, I could get an IV put in my arm, and then I'll be at a red light, and like right before, like just barely miss the light, trying to run across the street, and I'll crash the IV stand into the curb, and I'll have the IV rip out of my arm, and then this chick at the end of the bar, she's like, oh, my sister-in-law is a registered nurse, she just lost her job. And then all of a sudden it just clicks. I'm like, well, if I'm going to put an IV in my arm, then I need to pour alcohol in the bag, like because Motley Crue, they had this story, they used to shoot up whiskey before they
your memory's unbelievable, because this is exactly when Behind the Music came out, when Tommy Lee was, we just injected Jack, so that's exactly what they were doing.
Yeah,
your memory's exactly.
They said they at least said that they would inject Jack Daniels. So I was like, oh man, but what if they're lying? What if what if this kills me? So I came up with my plan. I was like, I'm gonna inject vodka so I can keep the saline solution in the bag, and then add vodka to it, so it'd be more like shooting up a mixed drink, which seemed a little safer.
Good analogy, by the way.
Yeah, I poured in a shot of vodka. I sat there and I was like, and then I wheeled the IV stand down to the bar, and I got 2 more shots. Poured in 2 more. Like, At this point, it's getting it's turned into a pretty strong drink. Then I poured in a total of 5. I injected 5 ounces of vodka in my arm.
Yes.
And that was the night before that Weenie Roast thing.
That was the night before you came in this. Yeah, you came.
30,000 people, man.
Oh, it was amazing.
It was a big deal, man. I remember really breaking out some tricks and stuff.
It was awesome. I can't believe, because I remember your state, which I know your state in now. You're so clean, sober, you're looking great and everything. And when you guys came in, I was scared. Everybody,
How about Lincoln Park? They had a dressing room adjoined to ours.
Yeah.
And we went and peed on their massage table.
And Chester lives here in Chandler, so maybe Chester will come to the Stand Up Live show. That's where Steve-O's going to be, Stand Up Live tonight, tomorrow, Saturday, and Sunday. But it was amazing. It was awesome. And Chuck D then loved you. You guys actually kind of worshipped him. You guys were all he was afraid, and then you guys turned out like, no, Chuck, we'll do stuff to anybody but you.
Oh man, well that's probably a pretty good call. I remember the talent wrangler lady, she let on that Gene Simmons came up in some conversation, and we went on Man Cow or something. Maybe it was with you. I'm not sure.
That was the same station I was on.
Yeah, okay, yep. And we gave out Gene Simmons' cell phone number on the radio because we were furious with him for criticizing AC/DC's bass lines.
Actually, is this a Steve? This is from the Gene Simmons roast that you were on, right? When you got kicked out of that?
I did. Like, I got kicked out for peeing on Danny Bonaducci.
I'm sorry all these stories involve you peeing, but this is your
it's
history.
fine. It's all good, man.
Here's
but-
some audio. I think if you, I don't know where this was. Is this after when he got kicked out?
Yeah.
Or okay, so
Man, they don't like me. Hating Gene Simmons, dude. It's called a roast. Smoke marijuana, I pissed on the stage, and then they drag me out.
Wow. Yeah, man, that's pretty wild, man. Like, that's actually disturbing to listen to. That's really,
Right, really?
Yeah, a little bit, but whatever, man. Like, I had the funniest jokes for that roast, and
you didn't get to do it all, right?
I didn't get to do it all.
Yeah.
I remember some of my jokes. I was gonna say, boy, it was really pretty funny when Kiss took off their makeup, but it was hysterical when they had to put it back on.
Yeah, right.